everyone, I'm Coach Amy and I'm going to take you guys through a pretty quick around the world series today, and that means we're going to work our core really deeply, front, back, side to side, of course always getting in a little bit of glutes. So how I'm going to have you start today is by taking your box. Notice the foot bar is down. I have my box positioned on top of the foot bar. And then if you press yourself away a little bit, you're going to get yourself set up on a blue spring. And it might be easier to put the blue spring on before you set the box this way. So I'll give you a second to get yourself set up. And then just make sure that this bar is really flush up against the box so that this box doesn't slip over the bar. That's the only thing of concern. So once you get set, go ahead and straddle the reformer facing your box, and I just want you to sit up as tall as can be. Shut your eyes down for a second and really feel your feet on the floor, and I just want you to take 3 deep breaths really slowly to get your nervous system right here and to settle. One more deep breath, making sure pelvic floor is relaxed, heart is forward. Good. The next thing we're going to do is just lightly open the eyes, place the hands on the box, slowly press yourself away, dive forward, and just let your head hang. Shake the head a little bit, letting the neck go, and take a big deep breath into your sides. And while we're here hanging out, feel free to shift right to left to open up those side ribs. And then when you're ready to peel yourself up, go for it. Once you land all the way back home with the carriage, pull your heart through, go into a little bit of a cow, cat, and just rock back and forth a couple times. Good, and then I want you to find the center again, plant the feet down, reach both arms straight up, drop right arm down, and then reach all the way over towards the right side. So really focus on opening up those left ribs, your left oblique, and then we'll switch sides. The first 1 or 2 you do of these, go nice and slow so you can really feel that stretch, taking a big deep breath into it. And then you can start to pick up the pace a little bit and get like a flow going. We're going to be doing a lot of oblique and lateral work, so you really want to make sure that the spine is prepared. Good. Now let's pause with both arms straight up towards the ceiling for a second. Notice how the second your arms go up overhead, you want to arch your back. So I really want you to ground those sit bones down, zip up your low belly, twist towards me, drop both the hands down. So your first spinal twist, look over the right shoulder, take a big deep breath in. Exhale, come all the way back up center, twist away from me, find something to grab onto. Lengthen the spine as you look over left shoulder. And then we're going to go a little bit quicker, just dropping into it, making sure that when you rotate, you don't get into your low back. So that low belly's still zipped. Good, 1 more. And come right back to heart center with hands. So I want you to really root your shoulder blades down your back. Press into your hands, create tension. Take your first deep exhale, really initiating the shield, building from the pelvic floor, the hips, the belly. Shoulder blades are deep down the back, and I want you to press your feet into the floor, slightly lean forward, and pretend you're going to press up off the mat, but you're not going to just yet. Inhale, sink yourself back down. Exhale, belly draws up and in as you lean forward and press your feet into the floor. Good. 2 more, and I want you to make your belly burn more than your legs. Last one, really waking up pelvic floor, diaphragm, shield. Good. Now these next 4, we're actually going to leave the mat. So we're going to lean forward, press, lift the hips from the mat as we exhale deep. Inhale, come down and tap. Exhale, drive up. 4 more, or 2 more actually, sorry. Good, very last one. Let's go up and hold, and we're gonna pulse for 8, turning into our first staccato. And 8, good, nice job. So I'm gonna have you plant your hands on the box and step your knees to the carriage. Let's press back, dive our spine all the way through, and just get deeper into our thoracic spine. Feels really nice to kind of press the carriage away from you and massage those hips. Good, let's come back up. So here is our first bit of real true work. We're gonna wrap our fingertips over the edge of the box, and I'm gonna really tuck my toes under because I'm gonna lift my knees up. So let's adjust our spine. Let's pull our face away from the box, pull the shoulder blades deep down the back. Zip up the low belly and exhale deeply as we press our toes down and lift and hover our knees. So just first bit of work of just holding, breathing. 2 more breaths. Good. On the exhale, we're gonna press back into first low plank, and this first low plank is to organize, making sure our hips are tucked, our glutes are squeezed. And while we're here, holding, I want you to just press away with your ankles. Let your heels come back and tap the shoulder blocks, then press away. We're gonna see this movement again. So just priming the ankles for it. Let's go 2 more. Very last one. Good, your knees are gonna come down and you're gonna come up on your hands and you're gonna lean forward onto the box. So on the box is typically your pubic bone and your low ribs. Your toes are all the way to the blocks. And I want you to reach your arms down towards the floor. Now I'm gonna pull my shoulder blades deep down my back, and the second I do that, I feel my back really kick in. I'm gonna exhale, draw my pelvic floor up and in, lift into the shield, belly's up and in, and then I'm gonna press the blocks away from me. I'm gonna exhale, reach my arms to a T, and keep my face in alignment and head in alignment with the body. I'm gonna inhale, let the heels come back. Exhale, I'm gonna press back with the toes and reach back with my arms. Inhale, come back. Exhale, press. So a lot of times in Pilates, you'll hear that cue of reaching the legs further away from you rather than lifting them higher. Reaching the legs away from you like this really kicks on the mid-back and allows you to not really compress the spine. So this is a really great movement to teach that. Good, very last one. Good, knees come down, hands come back, and we'll bring our forearms back to the box. So here we go, second set. Tuck the toes under, build that spine. Exhale, lift the knees and hold. Make sure you're really nice and clean with this movement. And then I want you to begin to tiptoe the carriage back. And I want you to land right about at the front of the mat. Glue your knees together. Make sure you're really zipped up in the low belly. What we're gonna do is inhale, drop our knees down, and exhale, draw back up. So you have to be careful you don't go too deep so that you get in your low back. You're definitely gonna feel your quads. We have 4 more. Inner thighs squeeze. Last 2. And final one. Let's tiptoe back. Find the blocks. Set your knees down. Lean forward. Second set. Get those toes pressed against. And kick back. Reach through your tippy toes. Inhale, come back down. Exhale, get there, reach, draw your belly up and in. It's incredible how much back activation you can feel by reaching those legs further away from you. Good, and really take a pause, like how deep can you exhale, draw the belly up and in, reach those legs. 3, and 2. Very last one. And on this last one, we're gonna hold and flip our palms up towards the ceiling. Pulse. 10 more. 10, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So those triceps really got activated and the back. So what stretch is gonna feel really good is if we plant our elbows on the box, make prayer hands, kind of dive your head through and bring that prayer hand all the way back in between the shoulder blades. Just take a deep breath. One more. Good, so peel yourself out of that. Where we're gonna go next is into our obliques. So turn towards me. Let's put our forearm down. And I want you to, I don't know, the best way to get into this is I like to put my top foot forward and my left foot back, or the bottom foot back. I'm gonna lean into my left or my bottom elbow, and then I'm gonna lift my hips and kick the carriage away. Okay, if you need the extra stability, you can keep this top hand down, but if not, go ahead and reach it up towards the ceiling and look for it. First thing I'm gonna do is pull myself against a flat wall. So you want the head to touch the shoulder blades deep down the back. You wanna lift your hips a smidge higher, scoop them under, squeeze your inner thighs together, and just breathe. 2 more breaths while we hold and build our stability. Now on the next inhale, I'm gonna have you bend your knees, but keep your hips high. Exhale, press away. Those hips wanna really dip, so can you lift as you bend the knee? Two. One more. Good, now we're gonna thread. So we're gonna take that top arm, thread it all the way through, and come back. We just have 5 of these. Rotating, lifting. Making sure that when you come back up to that side plank position that you're hitting that proper side plank that we built in the beginning. Good, go ahead and come down and we'll switch sides. Whew. Okay, top foot forward, left foot back, or bottom foot back, elbow down. Big deep breath in. Exhale, lift, kick out, reach the arm. Okay, get the face up, pull yourself into alignment, go all the way down the chain, ending with squeezing those inner thighs together. And we've got another 3 breaths. How much can you get the body to kick on here? Good, last deep exhale, really connecting all those dots. And as you inhale, bend your knees, lift your hips a bit higher. Exhale, kick out. Let's go 2 more. Last one, kick out and hold right into thread that needle. Can you get both shoulders even as you thread and open back up? Last 2. And final one. Good, come on down. And let's take a second stretching out those sides before we do our final finale, icing on the cake. Whew. So we're gonna go back into that side plank and we're gonna do a little bit of a rotation with it. So let's go back to that first side and get ourselves all the way set up into that side plank. Now I'm gonna tiptoe my feet up the carriage so I have a little bit more of a range. Build your side plank, take a second and align yourself. And then as you exhale, begin to thread that needle like we just did last time. However, this time you're gonna pike those hips up towards the ceiling and come in, looking back towards your feet. Inhale, lengthen all the way back out. Big, deep, slow exhale. Three more. This is one of those moves that your body wants to completely rush through. But the slower you take it, oh, such a difference maker. Last one. Good. Now, can you switch to the other side without coming down? That way your feet are already in place. Just knock it out. First, align yourself, get all set up. Here we go. Exhale, thread the needle, pike those hips up. Good, we're going for 6. We have 4 more. Last 2. And final 1. Good, come on down. Take a second. We are going to end this series by turning around, and we are going to put your butt down on the mat and put your feet or toes, high heel them on the blocks. Lay yourself back over the box. That'll feel nice for a second. And then I want you to walk those feet up on top of the blocks. This is our last bit of glute. I want to get into our glutes a little bit before we end. So I want you to press up into a glute bridge. And once you're up there, I want you to completely scoop your tailbone under, and you're gonna feel the carriage bouncing around on you. Build your shield, really knit those ribs down, pull the hips together. And then I want you to slowly untuck, drive the tailbone down towards the mat. Exhale, press back up to that really nice and burny spot. Okay, inhale, come back down. Exhale, drive it up and in. So don't let the focus of the glutes and the hamstrings kind of rob you of the experience you're having at your core. Because as the back of our body works really hard here, you need to be equally pulling the front of you in to contrast everything that's happening in the back of you. So I really like to think about glute work being like such deep abdominal engagement as well. Let's just do 4 more. 3. How much abdominals can you get? That means taking that exhale all the way to the edge. Very last one. All the way up, hold, keep that deep, deep connection as you send your legs out. I just had to add this in, I'm sorry. Just keep going. Good, let's just do 8 because it's really connected right now. Feels so good. And notice I have my fingertips on my hips and my low ribs to make sure that as I send my legs out, I don't lose my spinal position. Last 2. And final last one. Pull it all the way up and in, and then slowly come all the way down. And this is going to feel so nice to just throw your arms overhead or out nice and wide. And just take a few deep breaths. Good. 1 more before we go into a stretch. Good. Slowly roll yourself up off the box, and we will turn around. And we'll lay all the way back. And the box is just kind of emulating our foot bar. And you can just reach up. I want you to grab just your right strap and put your right foot in it. Now you're only on that blue. So I just want you to really stretch out this right hamstring. So flex that right foot. You can lay the left leg down. You really want to lock out that knee and flex the foot and deep breath into that hamstring. Trying to let all the other tension melt from the body. And just sway that leg side to side. Good, and then let's bend that right knee out wide. This left foot, can you take it out wide down to the floor and let your body kind of shift to the right? Nice deep breath here. One more. gonna bring my left foot up, grab my left strap, put that in. Let's go into the hamstring. I'll put this right strap down. Hamstrings always try to tense up the body, so can that be the only tense spot in the whole body as you use your deep relaxation breath to wind and downshift the system. You can shift the leg side to side. Good, one more deep breath. Let's bend our knee out wide. Can you take that right foot to the floor and then lean left? Good, last deep breath here. And then to end, let's go ahead and put that strap down. I want you to actually sit back up and be in the starting position. We're gonna end here as well. Let's reach both of our arms back up. Let's go back to that lateral flexion. Feeling how good that feels after all of that work. And then let's go one more time through that seated cat-cow. Feel how much more space you have. Good, let's reach both arms up and go through one more rotation. Can go so much further now. Let's go the other way. Feel that difference. Good, and then just end with both hands on your thighs, shutting the eyes down and ending with final 2 deep breaths. Super grateful that you joined me for this quick around the world. Quick but powerful. Thank you. I'll see you next time.